thinking about doing this for a while, and I figured I would give a quick overview here of where I'm at, what's going on in World Championship Wrestling, and we'll see how this goes. I don't know, it's kind of fun. I enjoy TW and hope to do some fun things, especially with WCW in the 90s. So let's jump forward. So I'm on week 3 in January, so I haven't been doing this one for too long. But I am still having a great time with it, and I just wanted to go over an overview of the company. Like I said, week 3, not a lot has really changed. I haven't really done much. I have the variants on in the database. I'm hoping that will make for a more unique game. So I wanted to check some things out. I wanted to see how some people were going to be perceived as far as in-ring performance, which I'm big on. As far as popularity, see what kind of tweaks there are to things like that. You can't push someone like Ric Flair to the moon if he's got horrible potential because of the variance and the randomness of the database. So I haven't done much. Clash of the Champions is coming up, which I'll get into that, and that's kind of where I'm going to kickstart some major ideas that I have. So, first of all, just to go over a few things, just going over roster, I haven't done a lot here. I got rid of, I think the only person I got rid of on the roster who was an active wrestler was the Juicer. I just don't see where I'm going to use him. I get he's an enhancement talent. He's there to help others get over, things of that nature, but I don't have a spot for him. We've got one A show. We've got a couple B shows that I am wanting to use some mid-card guys for, and I just don't have room for the Juicer. I'm sorry, Juicer, but you're gone. So this is what you would expect from WCW in 1991. The Horsemen are here, and Arn Anderson is here. Probably the single, in my opinion, greatest wrestler to be in WCW and WWF, who has not won a world championship in both places, along with him and Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. So I want to do some things with him. So maybe that's something you can look forward to is an Arn Anderson build. I don't know how long that will take. I don't know the long-term plans with that, but I've got a couple ideas that could be fun. Again, with the variants on, with how the game's going to go, who knows how that's going to play out. It might not work. If Arn Anderson's not going to get over in the game, he's not going to get over, and I'm not going to push it for the sake of losing ratings, because we're trying to put WWF out of business, of course. So, these are people that, if you're not familiar with WCW from back in the early 90s, man, check out WWE Network and take a look at these pay-per-views. WCW Saturday Night only goes back to about 92. There's some good stuff on there, but go check out the 91 pay-per-views. Check out Wrestle War. Check out Super Brawl. Great stuff. Great American Bash. Man, this is just wrestling. This is where I'm geeked as the 90s. I love the current stuff. This is where I live. This is where I grew up on. So. One thing I wanted to do here is sign some larger guys to some longer-term contracts. Big Van Vader was one of those guys. Unfortunately, I overlooked the fact that I've initiated a New Japan Pro Wrestling agreement in an attempt to recreate the Japan Super Show in 1991 for World Championship Wrestling, and Vader is a part of their team. So I can't sign Vader to a written contract. Right now it's kicking me in the butt because Vader is unavailable for all of my show recordings. I may change the order of my show recordings, but we'll have to see how that goes. But as of now, I haven't been able to use Vader. The good news is he's on a pay-per-appearance basis, so I'm not losing any money by not using him. Bobby Eaton. I'd love to do some good things with Bobby Eaton. Boy, was he something else. Booker T was a recent sign. He did not come in with the game setting in the first day of January. of 91. I brought him and Stevie Ray over. Paper appearance for them as well. We'll see how it goes. I love tag team wrestling. And what I'm going to struggle with, and you may notice, is I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to get ahead of myself and get the Booker T's and the Stevie Rays, get the Rey Mysterios and the Chris Jerichos, though I do have plans, because I absolutely loved the cruiserweight aspect of WCW, but in time. I can't jump the gun and push these guys when they've really got no experience. But anyways, so Dean Malenko was a recent pick. He's my all-time favorite, so there's no way I could go without him. Diamond Dallas Page. Eric Bischoff was a recent sign. I put him in a road agent role, and every match that he was the agent for, the game said he could have done better. So I've kind of pulled him out for now, put him on color commentary for Saturday night with Jim Ross, and gosh almighty, I can't remember who else is on there. We'll see that. But so these are who we have to go through to go with. Jim Cornette, yeah, we can talk about him later. I'd love to elaborate on any of these. I did sign Billy Gunn. I gave him this very ununique name of Kip Gunn. Really, it was because the game said that he's an up-and-coming star and has great potential, and I want to defeat WWE without getting too far away of what WCW was, which was traditional wrestling. We'll see how I can use him. I think I took him on a 5-year deal. So Larry Zbyszko, Lex Luger, going on and on. Oh, look, there's Kevin Nash before he was Oz, or Vinny Vegas. Do we want to do Oz down the road? Maybe we'll do Oz. I don't know. I like that big mask that he wears. But that's what we're looking at as far as wrestlers. Owen Hart is in here. Owen Hart had a very small stint with WCW. I'm going to keep him around. I want to see how he goes. I've booked him a few times, which you'll see in my next video when I review the first 2 weeks of January. And I booked him to win. I want to see if we have a build here with Owen, because I think Owen could have done more, unfortunately, before he passed on. And let's do it in WCW instead of WWE. Ric Flair, Ricky Morton, love Ricky Morton. Ricky Steamboat's a new addition. I'm not going to talk too much about that. That's for next video. But there's guys you'd expect to see in WCW. I haven't made, like I said, I haven't made a lot of weird, obscure changes. Coco Beware is up for a renewal with WWF. I'm not going to chase Coco Beware. I have no place for him. So that's who we have. I made no changes to the product. I've left it at NWA Evolution, and I'm going to leave it there. I don't plan to make any changes here. Maybe down the road, if WWF makes a change to their product, I might accommodate to keep up. I'm still relatively new to the game, so I don't expect for me to be, on WWE's heels quickly. But I do need to keep up with what they're doing and be able to at least have a reputable show every week for them. Current storylines. So I need to get rid of this one because I'm not doing this one. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I had the wrong button. See? Okay, so Sting vs. Horseman. I've adjusted this a little bit to Ric Flair and Sting only. I am still going to do something at Wrestle War, which is set to take place in February. It's going to include Sting. It's going to include the Horsemen. It's going to include the Steiners. It's going to include... I don't know if I want to include Brian Pillman. I may include Brian Pillman. He's in one of these storylines as well. But it's not going to last as long as things did. It's going to be Sting and Flair. I have not decided who's going to come out of that storyline on top to move forward. I have some other ideas. Sting is probably my second favorite wrestler of all time next to Dean Malenko. So dropping the belt is against my natural motivation here. But you can't go wrong by putting the belt on Ric Flair. Especially if I can have some other ideas going on. So that's what I have there. For tag team, I'm not sure what I want to do with tag teams. There's not a lot of teams on the roster right now who can put on high caliber matches. The current tag champs are the Fabulous Freebirds, which I don't have a problem with the Fabulous Freebirds. Unfortunately, Jimmy Garvin has a drinking problem. And even though you'll see in this next video, there's no speculation that he did in the match that him and Michael Hayes had with the York Foundation. Terry Taylor was injured. So does that have to do with Jimmy Garvin and wrestling drunk? No idea. But there's the Steiner brothers. And there's Doom. I'm sorry, Doom's the World Tag Team Champions. What am I thinking? Maybe I'm thinking too far ahead. That's it. I mean, the Young Pistols are there, and I like them, but they're not there, if you know what I mean. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet, and I enjoy tag team wrestling. Harlem Heat will eventually work their way in. So we'll see what we're going to do with this. And then my other storyline right now is surrounding the television champion, which is Z-Man Tom Zink, and Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman. So I don't know how long I want this one to last. It might just go till Clash of the Champions, which is coming up this month. And it's nothing too elaborate. Arn wants the title. He believes he deserves it. Brian Pillman believes that he has the desire for it more. And Tom Zink is just Tom Zink. I don't like the guy. So he's going to be dropping the title. I'll tell you that for sure. I don't know to who. That's what we got for storylines. Take a quick look at champions. There's no world champion right now for WCW because I am not going to do a WCW switch from NWA just yet. So as of now, that's staying there. So the NWA world champion is Sting. Won that at Bash of the Beach in July 1990, as everybody knows. He's still the champ. U.S. champion, Lex Luger. I don't have any plans for him just yet. He's only been used once so far. But I need to get something going. I've got plenty of main event talent who aren't doing anything just yet, as I'm still trying to feel out what do I want to do and how do I want to move people, and try to have a longer sense of what do I want to do with these storylines and not just, build them from week to week. I want there to be some flow, especially with WCW in 1991 not running monthly pay-per-views. We got Clash of Champions, we've got Wrestle War the next month, and then I think it's not until April when we have Super Brawl. I don't know. We can take a look here shortly. But I'm not running a monthly pay-per-view at least until next month. The whole point right now is to get an idea of who do I want to move forward, who's going to work for what I want, and build off of that. And again, also trying not to get too ahead of myself. U.S. Tag Champs, the Steiner Brothers. Possibly, obviously, but there will be a unification match here with the U.S. Tag Team and the World Tag Team Champions. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, but there's just not enough tag team champions or tag teams in WCW for there to be two different tag team championship belts. So we're definitely going to make a change there. As mentioned, Z-Man, NWA Television Champion, and we already mentioned the World Championship. As far as teams, what you'd expect. Doom is there. Um, Ricky Morton and Tommy Rich back before he was luscious Tommy Rich. I don't know who remembers that back in the early 90s, but Sting and Luger, the Freebirds, Lightning Express, quite a few teams here. Only a couple who have the caliber to be tag team champions, minus Sting and Luger, because I don't think them as world tag team champions is ideal right now, unless I'm going to work it into a storyline. State Patrol. It's great stuff. I have done no work with the stables. So we have the Horsemen, we have the Diamond Exchange, we have the York Foundation. I do want to build up the Diamond Exchange a little bit because I love Diamond Dallas Page. I also like the fact that Scott Hall is out on a pay-per appearance contract with a couple other companies, which means I can pick him up if I wanted to. Do I want to do it just yet? I may. I think it could be cool. But we'll see, because the Diamond Exchange is basically just the Freebirds and Diamond Dallas Page. So, do we want to have some segregation? It's not, when the Freebirds wrestle, it's not the Diamond Exchange wrestling, it's the Freebirds with Diamond Dallas Page. And I think I want to get some distinction between, it's the Freebirds over here, and it's Diamond Dallas Page. It's the Diamond Exchange is this group of people. So there's some clashing of identities there that I want to do, and I don't really care for the York Foundation, but they're here. I've used them in a couple matches. Creative meeting, franchise players, as you can expect. All the usual suspects listed as franchise players. Stan Hansen, I don't know, kind of surprised that Stan Hansen is there. But next big things, Brian Pillman, Dustin Rhodes. I love Dustin Rhodes. Unfortunately, I don't know. I didn't look. I don't know what's weird with the contracts. I know he was with WWF until the end of 90, and then he came back to WCW in the beginning of 91. However, WWF still has him under an appearance-based contract where he has a few more appearances left, and unfortunately he's been unavailable for some storylines. I loved Dustin Rhodes, minus the Blacktop Bully, but that's 4 years away. I may do something with him. So, hot prospects. I expect to see Owen Hart in here. I expect Dustin and Booker T. I love the Armstrongs, so I think that's kind of cool that they're too. Talk the talk, absolutely. Glad to see Paulie Dangerously on there. I was never a fan of the Fabulous Freebirds, so I wouldn't have expected him to be there. Let's take another quick look on these. El Gigante. He's hot, apparently. I booked him in one winning match, and he's apparently on a roll. So, hey, maybe we'll give him the World Championship, right? Moondog Rex, Shizo Pete's. I thought I cut him. Hidden Gems. I'll take a look here every now and then. But, again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'd love to have Lance Storm. I'd love to have Chris Jericho. I never liked Rob Van Dam. I'd love to have Rey Mysterio Jr. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. These guys are brand new. They're not bringing anything to the table just yet. So I am keeping an eye on them. Maybe in a couple years I will pick one or all of them up. We'll see. My announcing team, Tony Schiavone. How did I forget about Tony Schiavone, the voice of World Championship Wrestling, where every TV show is the greatest show of all time. So I've been meaning to add Eric Bischoff because he didn't do so well in a road agent role. But we've got Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Eric Bischoff handling World Championship Wrestling TV. That's the A show. So I want them there. I'm not planning on letting Jim Ross go. I don't know what his contract looks like now, but he's with me, and I want to keep him here. So that's the plan. We'll see how that goes. Depends on if WWF offers him a crap ton of money that I don't want to. But other announcers, Gordon Soley's still here, Magnum TA as well. As far as schedule goes, so I'm going to change these up, and it's because I got a lot of people working a lot of other places, especially New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I'm trying to get things in a schedule where I can tape shows on one day and air them on another. So as you can see, I'm running Power Hour on Monday, I'm running Main Event on Tuesday, and I'm running World Championship Wrestling on Wednesday, because a lot of the guys are taken on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. So we'll see how that plays out. I did move some pay-per-views around. There are some here that are years ahead of their time that were active. One of the first things I did was I set them to dormant. I added Clash of the Champions in here because they don't happen on regular intervals, except like they're quarterly, but it's never the same time. It's nothing that you could put in here on a schedule. I've added them individually. So this is what we've got right now. Clash of Champions is coming up next week. Wrestle War is coming up next month. Japan Super Show is in March. Super Brawl in May. Another Clash of Champions. Great American Bash. Clash of Champions. You can see it all the way through Starrcade, which is actually, Starrcade is the show. So we'll see what we've got building up there. I'm not really sure there's much else to really look at here. Importance and popularity. I'm still kind of seeing how my shows play out here. Basically what I'm doing right now as far as running shows is I'm starting from the highest popularity down. So I ran in Mid-Atlantic, and then I ran in the Southeast, and then I ran Great Lakes, so on and so on. And it's still January, so there's no trends to see just yet. So I think I'm going to leave it there. There's not too much to really go over. That's pretty much it. So that's just an overview of what I'm working with World Championship Wrestling. Next video, I'm going to recap week 1 and week 2 of January. Shows that took place, 3 shows each week, news, what's going on, and I'll talk a bit more about the formatting and how I'm posting in the Great Out Software forums. I'm just trying to have fun with it. I know, a lot of rambling here. I don't usually do YouTube videos, but this was fantastic, and I had a recommendation to maybe do one. So we'll see how this goes. This is either going to turn into something that I'm going to enjoy, and you're going to enjoy, or it's going to turn to something that only I enjoy and no one watches. I don't care. Or it's going to turn to something that, you know what, it's not for me and I'm not going to do them anymore. So we'll see. We're going to have some fun. Maybe we'll do some live streaming and during some actual event taking place. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you checking this out. And again, stay tuned for the next video. We're going to be looking at weeks 1 and 2 of January 91 before we do January week 3 of January 91. Again, take care, guys.